From the great state of Texas, you are now listening to Skip the Noise Podcast, a Rounded Edge media production. Thank you so much for joining us. And by us, of course, I'm referring to Rick, a.k.a. the Brown Python Ben, a.k.a. Mexican Nostradamus, and yours truly, Benji, here for another fantastic episode. Shout out to Mike Tacklebox for the music.
Unfortunately, with this mission, which is probably one of the greatest technological things that our human race have ever achieved. We're running into little issues, but nothing big. But the big announcement is the sun shield has completely expanded. Now imagine the telescope sits on, so kind of, if you can imagine, put your hand or a piece of paper, lay it flat. The telescope literally sits vertical up from the piece of paper in a way. So just imagine your hand on top of the paper. That's where the telescope is. Well, the piece of paper is the sunscreen, and in relation, it's that large. So it has completely successfully deployed the full sunscreen, which is huge because the sunscreen serves so many different things. In particular, it blocks, it does what it says, blocks the sunscreen. And it does that and allows the Webb telescope to operate better in infrared light spectrum.
Right, because that's how it's picking up or potentially going to pick up those signals is by using that. Well, and another thing to point out too is, like, unlike the Hubble, which orbited around the Earth, this is why obviously sun shield being very important. Yep. This orbits the fucking sun.
Yes.
So
well, it's at Lagrange point too. It's out past our moon's orbit. It's basically orbiting around the sun. Yes, in a way,
it's orbiting around the sun.
Well, It's at Lagrange point too, so it's still in a technical orbit with the Earth, technically, but it still functions in that type of apparatus around the Earth. But technically, we are, of course, revolving around the sun. As a planet, and even at Lagrange point too. So it's still going around the sun, but it'll block out the sun basically, I guess, at its angle or the way that it's doing it. So it's actually a really, really, really fascinating thing, man. I'm pretty excited.
What's the objective of this thing?
What, James Webb?
Yeah.
Oh God.
What is it supposed to do?
I mean, everything.
Oh, did Benji just leave? Oh.
I don't know. 3, 2, 1, pause. All right. So it says we're recording. I think it says we're recording. Huh.
All right then.
Man, he got really bored from the James Webb discussion.
Yeah, I think so, man. I mean, I can't blame him either.
That's not very nice. Not very nice at all.
But it's good. I'm listening.
But the show must go on. So basically, in the end, this is huge.
Well, it orbits the sun, but what does it do though? I mean,
what it's going to do is, it's going to be able to see further out in space than we've ever been able to, even to the point that it can look at exoplanets and look for like actual spectrum analysis. I mean, we can look at stars and tell what type of stars they are, but when it comes to something as minuscule as planets, we haven't had that ability. This thing could literally spot industrial gases in the atmospheres.
Interesting.
No, the James Webb Telescope could easily there we go. Hey, I think oh, he's back.
Yeah, lost me there for a second.
Bucky's himself.
Yep, Bucky's back. But yeah, so I think I put a 3, 2, 1 pause in there, but Rick kept talking, so fuck it, we're gonna run with it because you know why? It's party in the back. We're raw. But in the end, it's going to be able to see way further, higher detail, and with infrared spectrum, see even further back into the galactic, cosmic, the universal story of the beginning, of the Big Bang. Yeah. So it's going to actually really answer a lot of questions. I really think that if something's going to see alien life first, it's this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Which is huge. Yeah. I mean,
seems to be likely
huge. And it would be pretty dope if, let's say, it just sees 30, 40 planets with some type of industrial gases. Like planets maybe like our level, are just it's a pretty interesting thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the future of astronomy. This is the future of our understanding of the universe. And in 6 months, keep your fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this shit starts clocking, and next thing you know, we see Mork from the planet, block. Who knows? Maybe that's in the end how we communicate. Maybe in the end, that's how other species who, maybe there is really the cosmic speed limit, but maybe through time they advertise themselves with industrial gases or spectrometry, knowing that that's the only way you can really peer back and see distance,
Hey, so I was listening to this thing about astronomy and the age of the universe. Dude, it's pretty mind-bending.
It's
because
massively complicated.
That the age of the universe is something like, I don't know, 300 billion years old or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, some ridiculous number.
14 to 16 billion years old. Yes.
14 to 16 billion years old. Okay. But they were saying that how do you account for that time where spots are like black holes where time goes slower?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's not just a regular. Yeah. It's not just like a time. It's not from 12 to 1. There was 1 hour duration. Like, it's not the same thing.
It's not completely. You got these even like planets with heavy masses. It doesn't have to be black holes. It can be a sun. It could be a black hole. It could be a planet that are much more heavier, that where time goes slower.
Oh,
yeah.
Because it's just gravity. And it depends
pure gravity. So how do you judge how old the universe is if some parts are going faster and some parts are going slower?
Well, time is relative.
It creates a problem.
Right? Well, but the relativity of time will be based on
Earth relativity. I mean, whatever time is here.
Well, not necessarily, because you can observe in the vacuum of space time also, and we measure time technically by, how long it took the light to reach us. That's how come we know technically we see the infrared cosmic background in the universe. So we know that particular spectrums and those things, that's what we saw in the very beginning, 100,000 years after the Big Bang. But if you could peer even deeper, you could really start getting into the fuckery that was the physics of like the beginning of the universe. So yeah, anyways, it's super exciting. It's super cool. I think the universe keeps snatching Ben away.
Probably, man.
I think that state COVID test, they're trying to silence them.
It would be cool if you use a satellite and you see in Contact. Remember how at the end, Jodie Foster's character goes through that little wormhole and she sees like a planet with like lights all over it.
Yeah,
it's nighttime. Imagine we see that.
That's what I'm saying.
A planet with lights on there. Like, what?
That's what I'm saying. But it won't necessarily be lights. But what it will be is like, holy shit, there's like all these industrial gases out there. There's like, it'll be the same fucking thing. It's like, there's no way you can make benzene or whatever.
Just detecting some photons on the surface at nighttime.
Well, right.
Detecting some light. I mean, that just by itself is like, damn, there's light down there.
Right. This is where that's the cool thing. So that's why I'm so excited about this. This is the greatest accomplishment that humanity has ever made. Well, and we're watching it happen.
That's second to warp speed.
And
just want to put it there.
Oh yeah, dude.
I mean, not warp speed. The COVID testing thing.
Oh, TikTok.
Donald Trump.
You mean TikTok?
TikTok.
Okay, hold on. Let's arrange it. TikTok, January 6th. Email and let's see what else. What are also these wonderful?
The wheel.
The wheel. No, well, no, the wheel. Hold on. No. We dick pills.
Oh yeah, no.
100% dick pills. I mean, and then somewhere in the lower echelons is the James Webb Telescope, but yeah, I mean, kind of like when you rank like the cities in Texas, James Webb's a little bit above Dallas, where they normally would be towards the bottom. I mean, the wheel. There's just so much more, string cheese, McDonald's. But yeah, I'm
Toothbrush.
really excited. I'm fucking excited to see this, man. I really hope that somehow we can definitively say that there's some type of industrial life on another planet. And then, because NASA actually is they brought in a bunch of priests to talk about this, to talk about how we going to tell everyone, because I'm not trying to say that this is a for sure thing, but it kind of is. How are we going to tell everyone, like, oh, see that planet? There's things that are probably just as smart as we are over there. And how are we all going to deal with that? Fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Either way,
because
I'm super excited.
even Christianity or even the Hebrew Bible doesn't talk about
No,
life of another planet.
no, it says we're made in God's image. Well, what the fuck are they made in?
There you go. Satan's image.
I mean, oh yeah, no, exactly. Like, what the fuck is there? Or what happens if somehow we don't even see necessarily a planet, but we see somehow its resolution so high, we see like a fucking rift in the universe. Like we see things that are just beyond, we can see a little bit behind the veil, and what amazing things could we find out? So I think it's pretty cool. I'm pretty pumped, guys.
All right, so the
This is a
James
great
Webb
time.
And not only that, but what do you like? It's not only what you're seeing, but like when you're seeing.
Exactly.
So it's not like communicate, like if you received the signal that was brought back by the telescope that there was something somewhere. It's not like you could communicate with whatever that is in real time.
No,
because even you see what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, it could be, it could be some advanced civilization's farewell, knowing that one day someone would look in their side of the galaxy and see, like, go fuck yourself or something, across the sky. You never know. But whatever we see will be fascinating. Whatever we learn will give us more of a complete understanding of the universe. And to me, I think that's really that's what we have left. I think in the end, the reason that we don't venture into space and we don't have that as a dream, I think that's really what's fucked this fucking country, this whole world up. It's just dudes trying to fucking bang TikTok chicks and do dances and shit. It's just, I don't know, man. Anyways,
or wear super tight pants. But you know what? This kind of disproves your theory, because
why is
this gentleman? Yeah, because I mean, what's his name? The Virgin Airline guy, and then Jeff Bezos and
Branson Bezos.
They're going to space, dude.
They're
breaking the tip. And they're
breaking that tip off.
Breaking that tip. They're getting one.
They're gapping that space.
Yeah, one micro.
They're
millimeter.
DVDA shots.
Or whatever you could conceptually.
DP.
The limit of like what would space be considered is like whatever their one hair on the top of their head broke that barrier.
Nice. Nice.
The limit.
Just the tip.
The tip.
But somebody was gonna go with that. I'm not gonna do it. It would be too crass. I can't do it.
Oh boy.
Can't.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
Yeah,
oh boy.
That'd be too crass. I mean, you went pretty raw on the nursing.
No. Well, hey, no. We have to draw lines somewhere. Okay. We can't.
Yeah, there's gonna be some
there.
class in this show. It just can't be all.
Someone who's definitely breaking their tip off into things is the Bezos and his chick. Did you see his disco outfit? The one causing the big uproar.
Yeah, it was cute with the super tight. I mean, painted on pants.
Yeah, bro.
It was real tight, Jeff.
Jeff Bezos was wearing tight pants.
Dude,
real tight.
Really tight. Like booty tight.
Really tight.
What?
Like a real loud kind of disco shirt on with the shades. And
what was he doing?
He's partying with his chick.
It was New Year's party.
Yeah.
So he's having a nice New Year's party on a yacht. And I don't know, 90% of the country is barely
poor,
making ends meet, but that's all good. Yeah, it was like a fuck poor people party outfit.
That's exactly the name of it. Was fuck poor people the party.
Party outfit. The fuck poor people.
You know what they
outfit.
did? They hunted poor people.
Damn, that might be the title of this episode.
They would disco and like ceremoniously like purge a poor person like between like disco songs. It was like dancing and wrap up, and they just stab a poor person. And for your pleasure, here is a homeless person.
You owe me back every penny of stimuli money you received over the last 2 calendar years.
Right.
Pay it back.
Well,
and pay it back to me in Amazon gift cards. Yeah. So I can shove these off my fucking, swipe them in my ass and throw them back at Starbucks workers. Fucking.
I bet you he accepts Amazon gift cards by swiping them through his ass.
Oh, dude,
I bet he really does. I bet you if you swipe an Amazon gift card through Jeff Bezos' ass, he can tell you how much was on it. But that was $32. $32 on a card.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, man. What the fuck is he wearing?
Dude, you know what? He's living that life, bro. He's living that life. He's got his little
this is not as bad as when Mark Zuckerberg painted his face white for some goddamn reason while he was surfing.
Oh, dude, he's the worst. Always.
Or he's got like barbecue in his shelf.
Oh yeah, the barbecue sauce. The joke, dude, the best joke about that was like, yeah, humans have barbecue sauce, right? like in other words, he was he made sure to add a little personality in his background.
What's that barbecue sauce, right?
What the fuck? What is he, dude? What is Zuckerberg? What the fuck is that guy?
Dude, he got his face painted white and he's surfing. Like what is everything on his face?
Drinking that water on fucking answering questions, all fucking nervous.
Dude, that motherfucker is 100%
with his hands. Remember, I touched on that metaverse promo video. I just want to go back and circle back because that, if you haven't, please go on YouTube and watch that shit. Dude. It is the weirdest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life.
It is.
With Zuckerberg as the spokesperson, as like leading us through some sort of fucking weird infomercial. But like they just taught him, like he just took a 30-minute class on how to public speak before recording this goddamn promotional video, and he's like using his hands all weird and awkward, and he's so uncomfortable. It's the biggest piece of shit. And it's like, but not only that, what tickles me even more about it is that he's so bad at that, but yet he's introducing this goddamn concept that could ruin humanity. But he's like not even diabolical and suave enough to really fucking pull it off like some fucking Dr. Doom shit. Like, you know, like I'm some fucking prince from Romania who's drinking like a wine glass and leading you to the destruction of the fucking human race. But he's just this like fucking buffoon who can barely like like fuck, like I'd rather, in other words, like I'd be more comfortable with our fate if it was like some real fucking badass adversary evil.
Like if it was Joe Rogan telling me about the metaverse, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's, you know, shitty, cool. But I get it. Right? I mean, Mark Zuckerberg telling you, and he's like so stiff, and his voice is so like robotic. Like, oh, I'm supposed to be the robot. But it, you know,
I hate to break it. No, it is, and it's so like. I can't really describe what it is about him.
I know, you know what it is. He has no soul. He's like animated. Right. He's like, okay. Oh my god. So I don't know, you guys. So I fucking love the show called The Witcher. It's on Netflix. It's a video game parody. Like Henry Cavill plays like the main player. Anyways, there is this weird creature, right, that looked like a human but walked kind of funny, and like talked without like really moving its mouth. So really it was just something that was like this kind of creature.
I don't give my taxes to some crackhead with like 100 other tax returns and a gun in the car, which is what they found.
I do. Is that weird?
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Yeah, it is weird, especially if you didn't give it to him.
I just popped into some That's kind I'll be honest, that's kind of the reason I made that comment is when I was like on my own back in the day in my like 20s or whatever, I kind of did. That is kind of how I did my taxes. It's like
What, you mailed it in?
No, I just like walk into some random
like fucking
CPA office
HR
on
block.
fucking Hillcroft. Yeah, like some weird.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Like they're from, from fucking Lebanon or something with all the necessary paperwork. And okay, cool.
What's wrong? Why are you begging on the Cyprus homies?
I'm not. They're hardworking motherfuckers, and they got down and established fucking businesses. Then they pop up everywhere, and they're like, "Fuck, this guy is just like a CPA." He also he serves fucking food in the back, and then they do repairs.
I love this.
They change tires. They don't do like all mechanical repairs, but they do. They will rotate your tires and shit. And
that's dope. That's dope.
Offer you some quality used tires.
Oh boy!
But that'll all be in one. Sort of like a half warehouse type of thing.
Did they sell you Facebook glasses?
They don't, but you know what? I did see that promotional materials that Mark Zuckerberg, dude, he's the worst.
Are you sure it wasn't Jin Saki? I really thought when I saw that video it was Jin Saki, man. I was like, whoa.
with a short haircut. He did, but he's got those eyes. There's no white in his eyes. It's just all black.
He's a lizard. He's a lizard.
Could he be more fucking awkward? Anyway, if you don't know what the fuck we're talking about, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook recently announced that. So remember what was
like Simple Jack?
Oh, bro, yeah, kinda. So what was it? When did the Google Glass? This was like 6 or 7 years ago, right?
2015,
14, 15. Okay,
yeah.
So this thing, obviously, it looked ridiculous. I could see the potential. I could see where they were going with it. I admire their vision for the future, but at the end of the day, nobody's going to fucking do that.
Oh, they invited me, right?
Really? You?
For Google Glass. Yeah. They sent me an invitation because of my industry.
Why? Oh,
just because I could use it. Yeah. So yeah, I got an invitation, said you are permitted to buy them if you wish.
That's kind of cool.
This is the code. And that's it. Because they're limited releasing them. So they sent me an invite.
Well,
that's crazy.
That would have been great if you would have done it, but I guess you passed.
No, they were like $1,300 back then, and I was like,
that's a little high.
Motherfucker, I got my phone.
So here we are in 2021. Mark Zuckerberg's like, we can do it better. So he takes the model, because part of the criticism for the Google Glass was they looked like ridiculous. You look like fucking LeVar Burton on Star Trek Next Generation. Nice. But the Facebook version,
Reading Rainbow. That's what his
they take from. They take the we can get into a whole party. Save that, earmark that for Party in the Back. If we remember, I would love to talk about Reading Rainbow. But anyway, or LeVar Burton. Didn't he die? I think he rests in peace, right? Didn't he die recently? Rainbow. Or am I fucking crazy? But anyway, Mark Zuckerberg's got in these Ray-Bans, the most popular model of Ray-Bans. So it's a partnership with them. And basically it's a little bit augmented reality, but the way he's selling it to you, I advise you to go to YouTube and pull this up, the little promotional video that he shot. And it looks pretty dystopian, in my opinion. It seems like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. It's a little creepy. He's like, yeah, the next, basically what he's saying, not verbatim, but just kind of my paraphrasing of it. He's basically like, this is the next kind of generation of how you're interacting with people. You've got these glasses on. It's got, and they emphasize, right? They're like, no, there's no advertising on these. Okay, but that's not coming. Yet. That's coming. Yeah, not yet. Exactly. That's how you get in the door. Just like Facebook is free, right? There's no money up front, but we're making money hand over fist over your advertising ass. So, or your potential for getting shit sold to you.
That's aggressive.
So what it is, man, just
hand over fist over your fucking ass.
Over your ass, dude. Full face. Like,
I was like, whoa.
I'll leave a fucking 5 fingerprints on that shit.
Oh shit, you about to get me too with that type of shit.
I know. I better chill. Mark and Facebook better chill with this shit too, because now you have the shit on your head. And it does all the shit you'd expect. Like you can sit there and take videos. You tap on your temple one time, it takes a photo, or you tap on it twice, or whatever the fuck it is. You hold it down, it takes a video, or vice versa. But yeah, so it doesn't have advertising now. I don't know. This just seems fucked.
But the thing is, I don't it's weird that anybody can buy these things, man, and then just film you. without your consent, without you knowing, you're gonna end up on Instagram saying some shit, and then that's it. You get canceled, and you didn't even know that this person had these
what
glasses.
are you saying all the time that has you continuously worried that you're gonna somehow get
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
Do you realize you have a podcast that comes out once a week where you talk for an hour and a half?
You're releasing this shit?
Man, I was gonna tell you, but I thought we'd better. Hey, high five, Ben. Finally, 66 episodes in, he finally figured it out.
Right?
Fuck.
Jesus, bro, we've been trying to fucking tell you this for a minute.
Yeah, I thought we're still practicing. What the hell?
Yeah, no, we hinted.
Wouldn't that be
now you're too invested?
If you actually thought that, we were just like, what? That would be the greatest moment ever.
Captured on audio. Yeah, that would be amazing,
dude. That'd be the greatest thing ever. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I don't even. Yeah, go for it.
I mean, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with these people having sunglasses that you wouldn't know with the camera or not. And they say it's got a little light indicator to let you know that it's recording. But what's to stop someone to just coloring that black or putting a little piece of tape on it? You're not gonna
electrical tape. Yeah, put a little electrical tape. Nobody sees anything.
Nobody sees it. I don't know.
It's weird. It's ridiculous that would be the thing where they're like
electrical tape. I love it. It's like, yo, just get some electrical tape. We got this.
No, but that points out how easy it is. Like the only reason they even did that feature because somebody saying the same thing Rick's saying right now, like, oh, well, what if it? Like, well, shut the fuck up. We put a red light on it so you know when it's recording. Well, it's like, yeah, but you just cover that. Like, it's so fucking. Do we need this shit? Do we need every 6 months for there to be a new upgrade?
We
no. Do we need to post every?
We don't.
Do we need to post everything in our lives and online for people to see? Do we?
Were we just talking about growing the economy? We do. Like, how the fuck are we going to grow the economy unless we get some other phone that requires us to do some other fucking crazy services? I mean, think about it. Dude, that's just the way our economy works, right? That's what we do.
Right into each other?
No, just continuously coming up with bullshit we don't need so we can build it and sell it to sell it.
Yeah, because it has to keep the thing going.
That's all it is, bro. That's what it'll be.
Yeah, they have to make profits for their shareholders.
Yep,
they will.
Exactly.
They will, man. They got to make profits for their shareholder. It has to keep going every quarter. They have to make more. So that's why they do that. That's why there's a new iPhone every 6 months or whatever the fuck, every 2 years. I don't even know what it is because I don't care. It's the same fucking thing. The fucking shit I carry, I don't even know what version I have. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know what fucking iPhone I have.
Love phones.
No idea.
Fuck you.
No, that's fine. It's fine that you love it.
You got the 12 Super LTE bullshit.
Is that what it is? I don't know what LTE. Yeah. No, and that's my whole point. Like that's almost the same thing. Like my shit, whatever the fuck I have, it can get on
Super LTE.
I have email. I can get on fucking whatever the fuck, Instagram, all the apps that you can use. I can get on them. Maybe my camera isn't fucking 4K or whatever the fuck it is now too.
Fucking love that shit. Bro.
See, that's what I'm saying. But it's the same. It's basically the same piece of equipment. And it can navigate me in 2021 as a regular citizen, basically the same, except for maybe a couple bells and whistles that you have on your, 12 or fucking 14.5
for you.
You blow on this whistle, bro.
Yeah, you blow this shit.
Call timeout.
You're gonna get your bell rung.
Let me undo my pants. You call timeout on this fucking whistle.
Dude, you're not gonna get a timeout with me, bro. You're going overtime.
It's right. It's the end of the first quarter. You blow this fucking whistle. Let everybody know the play's dead,
bro. Dude, you try to give you're gonna give some listeners some fucking boner. You keep rolling that shit out. You need to calm down.
Just wait.
All right, this is a fucking family show, motherfucker. Okay, we gotta
wait till the end. No, this is
watch your fucking language.
Yeah, he's fucking cocksucker over here. Just talking all this shit, getting dudes all hard up, think he's gonna blow their whistle. But here at Skip the Noise, we try to just keep things cool, So if you want to blow B's whistle, just write us a letter. Let us know. He's angling for it, ladies and gentlemen. So
yeah, I mean it's a lifestyle choice. At the end of the day, if presented with another hideous option, you might choose that route for a good time, good vacation, and You know what I mean? Lots
I
of
love
lots of partnership.
I got it.
That you might not otherwise enjoy. So kudos.
What are we advocating for you? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are we telling people to do here, bro? I feel dirty, man. Like, you're like trying to tell, what's happening?
I don't even know, dude. It's hard to shift back and forth between the astral plane and regular life. Sometimes
Holy shit, you're talking about like some free love, like fuck, man, dude. This cult shit's going to your head.
No, man. Sometimes it just sort of weaves in and out without
Right,
doesn't
man.
require any explanation.
That's all right.
We
Just
we
gonna keep
eat.
pressing that middle button.
Christ. Okay, well, before Ben gets a bunch of dudes off via the podcast universe, what I see Steve Bannon in our notes. That's definitely a guy that nobody wants to get off. Rick, Rick or B, who wants to take this one?
Well, let me explain. So what recently happened was it came out that in 2019, Steve Bannon had prepped one Jeffrey Epstein for his what network interview was supposed to happen, and then I guess it never did.
Right.
I don't know if that's because he ended up dying or he got arrested or what was the deal. But anyway, so Steve Bannon has hours of fucking footage in which he can be sort of like, yeah, man, you're not a bad guy, like all kinds of shit. It's weird. Like it's like he's trying to, the accusations are that he's prepping him for this interview so he can look like a good guy. In other words, it's kind of creepy and fucked up that this guy's being taken care of by, I mean, everybody knows all this shit. Like the dude's got pictures with fucking Trump and
right.
You know what I mean? Like he's connected, like everybody's fucked if this guy goes down. So here's what's interesting about this whole thing. So Steve Bannon has hours and hours for, they question him about it. Say, what were you doing? You were prepping him for this interview. You were trying to give him media, consultation or what have you. And he's like, no. I was about to fucking rail him. I was trying to get all this info out of him and blah, blah, blah.
Whoa.
I was going to do that's a weird ass
gonna rail him.
That's a weird ass way to put it. But hey, maybe. I mean, Epstein was a wacky dude.
What the fuck?
He was in all kinds of shit
in that office.
Maybe, but check it out. So Steve Bannon says like, no, I was going to film a documentary where we expose him. And everybody's like, dude, okay, you a 5-hour documentary, no less. And so like, okay, so I guess he was planning on releasing this shit as like 5 episodes on Netflix, obviously, or whatever the fuck, right? Allegedly.
Fuck.
But if that's the case, Steve Bannon, why the fuck didn't you present any of this material that you have, all these hours of footage of him? Because obviously he was probably I almost said fucking hanging himself with the stuff he said. So yikes.
He was
We
hanging
do it
himself.
every time. We do it every time, don't we? Sometimes intentionally,
sensitivity, bro. Like
it's
Nah,
gone.
man.
Yeah, I left it in the astral plane with all that angel shit and angels getting their wings.
Dude.
And
Oh fuck, bro! You went
You know
all
what I'm
out. Yeah, you came back a different person.
but either way,
This
it's
is
different.
the aggressive side.
It's different though, because you know what I mean. It's just like looks like he's lying. All this footage. My point is, if he had all this fucking footage, why is he waiting until now? This was fucking 2 years ago. And here's the thing too.
Because he had to come up with an explanation for it.
Exactly. It took 2 years to
Yeah.
fucking come up with a logical explanation. Oh yeah, I was making a documentary. Oh yeah. That's why I have all this shit, all this footage that's taken.
That's why I went to his island and I
kissing his
participated.
ass
It was all
and-
for the
exactly.
It was all for the documentary. Dude, that's
Well,
awesome
and that's
idea.
the thing. That's the thing.
That's
what
exactly
would've
what
been
I was doing there too. I was doing a documentary, and
yeah, I was doing a documentary too. And,
Just ignore me banging all the other teenage kids and
Yeah.
stuff. Okay.
and not only that though,
dude.
but
it's for science.
Ghislaine Maxwell, right? Like no information. That's what's fucked up about this whole thing with Epstein.
Fucking weird, dude.
It's like nothing has ever come out. There's always like, oh, this is going to be like, we're going to question this person and all this shit's going
Yeah.
to come out. But
What
it
about that
doesn't,
lady?
does it? It never does, dude. Like no, the information ever comes out because too many people. I mean, they'll sacrifice a couple here and there. Like what's his ass, Prince? Like he's
Oh,
basically a pariah.
I thought you
Like,
meant
he
like
can't even show us.
Prince.
No, not the pop singer,
Like
brother.
the purple one. I was like, what?
No, from England, Prince. Not Prince Charles.
Harry?
Prince
Prince Harry.
Prince. No,
Harry.
not Prince Harry.
Prince Andrew. Prince
Andrew.
Andrew.
There you go.
Dude,
So
that
he's
guy
fucked.
was a freak.
He went into hiding because of this Epstein shit. But it's like, how much shit do they have on whoever? I mean, the ones we know of are one thing,
John Roberts.
but how deep does it go? Who?
John, allegedly, John Roberts.
John Roberts?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh
Anyway.
boy.
Yeah, I do. I've seen it. I've seen
Here
pictures.
we
I've seen pictures. So anyway, go ahead.
I
Benji.
bet you
Sorry.
have seen pictures. Whatever weird porn site you're looking at that has those individuals, bro.
I'm just saying, man, it's out there. Anyway, there's a lot of, like, Benji, you're right. There's a lot of important people out there who, if all the names came out, I don't know. Either they'd all have to go to jail, or this would have to be normalized. One of the
Oh,
two.
man.
I think it'd be a both. I think
It'd be like,
You think it'd be
you know,
both?
screwing
It would
teenagers
be.
is
It would
fine.
be.
Don't worry about it. Then the
Yeah.
whole media goes along with
I
it.
really
There's
think-
shows about it. Comes
Oh,
on
yeah.
Sesame Street. You
But
know,
dude-
I mean, everything. You know,
I
Yeah,
mean,
you're
think
not
about it.
woke. You're not woke.
not
if you don't
woke.
think that that's cool.
yeah, exactly.
You're not woke unless you think teenage rape is cool.
Exactly. Why?
Oh.
Because there's so many like people in power that have done this and that would get implicated that they have to normalize it.
Oh boy.
Anyway, that's why.
Oh boy.
I hope it doesn't get that far.
Yeah,
Jesus. I'm just,
they're
But that's
going
part
to
of-
shove that shit down our throats, man. Just like
exactly.
they do with everything else.
I like that. I like our use of verbiage in this show so far. We seem to be very clever with sprinkling
Exactly.
those things, those
Yeah.
little
Shove
phrases.
it down our
the phrase,
throats.
the phrase that pays once again. And I think without with that, I think we will start to work towards a halftime break for a second. Enjoy the music. I'm going to go with my boy Jeremy Masters in this interlude here. It is, once again, man, I'm really glad to be back. Party in the Back is coming up next. We've got a couple we're going to let loose a little bit, man. We haven't been able to get on the mic together with the whole trio, the triumvirate of media success that we send your way week to week to week. And we never did slow down. I'm very proud of that, man. I had some shit going on. These dudes held it down. I'm fucking so proud being real here for a second of this fucking show. 66 episodes in. We fucking started this shit back last summer and just bang, 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 bang. We just keep going, trying to spread the good word, do as best we can, have fun doing it. So it's a little palatable. Makes you want to tell your friends about it. Yo, did you hear what he said on Skip the Noise? Mexico Nostradamus is a fucking fool. But you know what? He's got some good opinions and we let him talk.
Right.
We give him the space to give his opinions and his predictions, just like we do with Rick and just like we do with Benjamin James. So anyway, without further ado, let's hit this break. I'll see you on the other side. And we are back. Second half underway. We're about to wax poetic. The vax is out. Go get it. We're out here like China Evergrande, tapped out on credit. But anyway, we haven't done this in a while, man. It feels good
pretty good
to kind of hang. I thought it'd be a nice way to introduce the second half. But you know what? Bad news just came across literally hours before we started recording. Comedian Norm Macdonald, rest in peace, sir. Apparently he had been battling cancer for a good decade privately, wasn't very open about it. He finally lost that battle, and 61 years old. So not super old, man.
No, man.
Not at all. But somebody who our generation grew up with on Saturday Night Live, hysterical dude. And kind of I think what his appeal was very uncompromising in his you know what I mean? Just what's the way to put it? Yeah, kind of an uncompromising vision of comedy, a little edgy in the lines of not really worrying about offending people. Kind of had a real, obviously known for his like dry delivery. Definitely not afraid of controversy. Talked about some dark shit. Was kind of a odd character in his personality, but fuck, man, somebody who people our age, big time. He's iconic, for just all the SNL stuff, like playing fucking Burt Reynolds, dude, on Jeopardy and shit like
awesome.
that. And, holy shit, man. Yeah, good. So definitely, like, if you're not familiar with his work and his career, go wherever, YouTube and shit, or some fucking movies that, like, in retrospect, what was the one, Ben, me and you watched fucking over and over? Was it Dirty Work?
Dirty Work.
Oh,
bro.
Dirty Work, bro.
Because I watched it too with my friends. It was fucking hilarious, man.
That's one of those movies that's like, I'm sure it didn't make that much money. It was probably a bomb.
No, it didn't. It made like $8.
It's like, yeah, and it's not like it's.
I remember watching it in the dollar theater.
Yeah,
yeah.
But like shit, like some of those type of movies though are my favorite shit.
Oh, for sure. For fucking sure. Yeah.
So anyway,
that's like the kind of movies you don't have to think too much.
Or ever. That's why you watch it.
It's just so funny. It's stupid funny, man.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't take itself seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
It is what it is.
Fun.
It's there to,
it's good fucking fun, bro.
The funniest line from Dirty Work. It wasn't Norm Macdonald who did it, but it was like, so they're shooting that ad. That's right. They hijacked that ad for whoever this car salesman. They're like, what? Another dead hooker? Like, they're trying to film this commercial, and they keep opening these trunks, and they're like, there's a dead hooker in this trunk. And then they open up another one, like, what the fuck? There's another dead hooker. There had not like 3 or 4 cars. Like, I can't believe it. It's another dead hooker in this trunk. Do all the cars in the slot come with dead hookers? And he's like, I've never seen this many dead hookers in my life. And the fucking dad who's in the hospital, but he's like, God knows I have. Or somebody says that shit.
He does.
They're like, God knows I have. Just do that to me. I die. Because I'm like, you're envisioning this, like, what the fuck is the scenario where dudes
right? I mean, these guys are fucking acing fucking hookers all the time. It wasn't even like, let's try to pay these bitches. It's just like, just fucking kill her so you don't have to pay her. It's just like, what the fuck?
That's the best. So if you've never heard or seen Dirty Work, I'm sure you can. It's one of those movies where it's probably on fucking YouTube. You know what I mean? It's not like high rate. You can probably find that shit for free easily. Nobody's trying to protect the fucking copyright on that shit. So
ever. But dude, it was fucking great. I mean, it was
a funny ass movie.
Yeah. It was a good movie. It was fucking awesome. And it's sad that he's gone. I mean, always, like I said, I saw him first, of course, when he was in Saturday Night Live. And then, of course, he hung out with what's his name from Billy Madison and everything. What's the other?
Oh, Sandler. Yeah, he was in a bunch of Adam Sandler movies.
He was he was in Billy Madison. He was in a bunch of movies. He always played those funny roles, and he always played a one-off. And he was written off by a lot of people. Just and you listen to Rogan talk about him, but the reality is he was amazing. He was hilarious. He was the underdog's comic. He was just not cool enough to be, the man, but at the same time, he was just the every man's comic. So it's pretty sad that he's kind of gone. That is jacked.
Yeah, and if you especially in Canada, like he's very like all the Canadian comedians hold him in very, very high regard.
Right.
As far as like respect goes, like a comedian's comedian type of dude. So
yep.
I remember his delivery and Weekend Update with Saturday Night Live. It used to be that the news articles used to be funny, but the way he delivered it, nobody would laugh. And that was a funny part. How he would deliver the news, and it wasn't funny. And then people would laugh, and people would laugh at the fact that nobody was laughing.
Dude, I'm so glad you brought that up. So I can't believe we skipped over, because Weekend Update, literally, that was kind of like, if he's known for anything, the Weekend Update shit on SNL. But yeah, no, you're right. And that's what like I said, I think that's why he's so, because he would commit to whatever the fuck he was doing, regardless. Like if it got no laughs at all, and he would still fucking do it. Right. And you'd sit there. So yeah, I remember some of those moments where you're watching it and you're like, fuck, this is awkward. but like him performing in that moment, not giving a fuck, and like there's
just the way
something
he would look
about
at the
that.
audience too. Like he would deliver the punchline to the story. He would just like stare at you like,
Yeah, dude.
And he would just
I
get
wish-
that
That was the funny
doe-eyed
part.
look. That
Yeah,
he was fucking amazing, dude. It's fucking
Yeah.
sad.
it's good shit.
It is really
man. good shit.
sad. He was
So,
hilarious.
Definitely
Sad,
not
sad,
going to
sad
be
shit.
will not be forgotten. But
Yeah.
you know what will be forgotten? Hurricane Nicholas.
oh my
yeah.
God.
Will probably be forgotten. We touched on it a little bit.
You mean
with
just the rain of few
Well,
clouds that they
that's
called
all, dude.
Nicholas?
Yeah, pretty much
Dude,
rain.
I
So
was
they
telling
can't.
everybody it was a bitch. It was a bitch hurricane, dude. That wasn't even a
Well,
hurricane.
And here's the thing. So in my industry, we live and die on these events, right? Where people freak out and flock. They think they have to, like I said earlier, they have to get 2 of every species and build an ark to save the world from the 40 days of flooding. But like, I don't know, man. I've lived here my entire life in this region of the country. And if you just keep a couple of cases of water at the house, a few canned goods and some fucking batteries and flashlights, you're gonna be okay. What in the absolute fuck happens every single time there's a storm developing? It's a fucking, they only do it every time. And then so they use the media, the way they cover it down here is they're like, oh yeah, remember Harvey? Remember how fucked up your life was on that? Oh, this is just like that. It's going to sit on top of the Houston area for 6 days and rain. And it's going to be 7 feet of flood. And you're never. And so everybody freaks out. They canceled fucking school for today, bro. It rained. Like that's what happened. There was a couple gusts of winds and it rained. They fucking all kids stayed home in the entire, like, what in the fuck are we doing at this point?
What's this freak out culture we live in, right? Everything. I mean, and that's something that I think, unfortunately, we have become so traumatized. Like we are literally the triggered society because every fucking thing that happens, we blow out of proportion lately. Everything. It doesn't matter what it is. We just go, the sky is falling.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of chicken little motherfuckers. And so, I like my sister and them, everyone was, not just my family, but everyone was just like, oh, we gotta be worried. Harvey fucked everybody up. I mean, you guys know, especially, I mean, I just saw the report. So I think, everyone's been so fucked that anything that happens now, they freak the fuck out, right? I mean, I think it's just right now, everyone's terrified. So I was telling Terry, like, come on, man. Unless it's a category 3, I don't even put the car in the garage type shit. I mean, we lived through those big storms. And so to me, I just was like, I was just fucking around, but it didn't seem like it was that big a deal. But I think everyone's so triggered right now. Everyone's so on fucking edge. You're just expecting it. Nothing's just, it's a rainstorm. Now it's we got to load, like you said, load the animals onto the ark. It's everything's fucking like, everything's just, it's just Chicken Little with everybody lately. So I think that was a lot of it. Also, the amount of money that people make off these little emergencies, especially in like your food that's grocery services, your construction, Home Depot. The amount of money these guys make in these situations is fucking unbelievable. So
like
to
Costco
me,
makes
it's
a shit
a
ton
lot
of
of
money.
bullshit. Oh yeah. Dude.
That's why they have like 5 locations here in Houston, man. It's ridiculous.
Yep. And then as soon as it comes, they're like, oh, we got this, we got that, we got generators. It's like, where were you hiding all these generators? Like you'll walk into a Costco a day or two before a fucking hurricane, they have just a million generators. You're like, whoa,
and they jack up the price.
Right. That's where all the kombucha was. What the fuck? Like, you moved all my good shit so you can put these generators here. But
no, for sure.
But yeah. But that's just how it goes. We're just in that industry with that.
Yeah. I worked for a similar outfit to Costco, not Costco itself, but yeah. And I remember like during Ike or fucking whatever, name your storm, dude, we would be receiving entire 52-foot trailers of generators stacked on each other. So we're talking about just
that's ridiculous.
20 double stacked. So what, 40 or 50 pallets?
Holy shit, dude.
two or three. Yeah. Two. So imagine, yeah. So you can fit about, just surface, just floor level, like let's say 24 pallets, right? In a 52-foot trailer, double stack. So multiply that by 2, plus maybe like 4, depending on the size. There's multiple sizes, but say let's average 3 generators per. Fuck, we were getting those like multiple trucks of those.
Multiple. Wow, that's nuts.
and then
Wow.
multiply that by however many, probably like 4 times the amount of the same thing with like water, like bottled water. We had police officers, whenever water would come in, literally have HPD officers standing, like when we brought the pallets of water to the sales floor. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't know. But anyway,
You know what, though?
They like that. They like that. They like that. So they want that to happen. And that's what I get. I never get freaked out by the storm. I just know, like, fuck, when I go into work today, this is gonna fucking suck.
Yeah,
That was like the pandemic, like when all this shit started, when people started freaking out. I was like, oh Lord, have mercy. This is going to suck. And it does, dude. Like, you can't, like, at this point, I'm just whatever. I'm swimming. I'm so used to it. Like after 2020, and it's like, oh, people are freaking out because of the fucking masks and vaccines and shit. And like, oh, now there's a hurricane. And then earlier when like in February, when there's the fucking ice storm, it was like, oh, can people shit their pants anymore? Like there's people, we shortened business hours. There's people waiting, 100 deep in line, like just to get the first crack at like, you know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
Like,
oh
dude,
my god!
what?
But
Just
see,
have
that's
shit.
how-
But I
that's how
never
it
like,
goes.
I never once like had to go get shit. Like I just always, that's what I'm saying. And I didn't even really have to overdo it. Like I just always have a couple cases of water. I'm not even a prepper. Like I'm not even saying like have a surplus of bullshit. I just have like a regular amount. At the most, you might, worst case scenario, right? You're out of power for worst case scenario, dude, like 2 weeks. Long time. Like I had, what was it? Ike. I lived in an apartment complex. We were out for 2 weeks. And it was like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome in the fucking apartment complex. It was like charcoal grills, like as far as the eye could see. And like, that was kind of weird. That was a little weird.
Yeah.
That was a weird scenario. But luckily we stayed at my sister-in-law's house, who somehow I don't know if it was like the complex had some sort of a generator or if it was just some weird, because within miles, like nobody had power for 2 weeks, like for the whole like radius.
Wow.
But somehow this one apartment complex did. So it probably quadrupled the population because everybody's like family was staying there, right? With every single unit. Because that was with ours. It was like it was just 2 people lived there. But it became I'm just talking about our personal scenario. It was like became 12, right?
Mm.
People sleeping on the floor or whatever the fuck.
Right.
So multiply that by every single unit in the building. And now you're going to laundry, like do your laundry. And it's like, dude, what the fuck's going on here?
It's like a fucking it's like a club. Like they got a bouncer going who can go in and out.
It's like, remember what's the Kurt Russell movie where, Escape from New York and shit.
Oh fuck!
Like going to do your laundry is like a scene from fucking Escape from New York or whatever, or like the Warriors,
motherfuckers with eye patches and shit.
Yeah, dude, with like Japanese baseball uniforms and bats. Like what?
The Warriors are coming out to play.
Yeah, that was.
Can you dig it?
That was a little intense. The only apartment complex that had power for like miles became this petri dish of. Anyway, it was weird.
You know the fucked up part? Like all those people that let all their family stay, their family just ran up those electric bills, and they were just like, "Oh,
yeah, no, it was."
Oh, bro, it was brutal. I bet.
I remember. Check this out. So that was Ike, and I remember working. And that was when I was doing that job, right? Where we were like running generators out. That lasted for, like I said, like weeks. So I did I probably did an entire 7 days in a row of like 16-hour, because nobody could get to the store. Like people that worked in my department, I was the only person that worked in my department. I was like the receiving. So I literally was unloading every single truck by myself because nobody else on the team could get to the fucking location.
Rough.
So for 16 hours straight, every day for like 7 days in a row. And I just remember like coming back to, and it was my birthday, September 22nd. And I remember this birthday more than fucking whatever. My sister-in-law bought me a fucking case of Budweiser, straight up, dude, red and white. And they got me a cake. And I remember just being like, I almost fucking cried because I was like, dude, there's nothing more I need. Like I grabbed one of those bitches out of the fucking 24 pack, cracked it. And I sat there on this chair and I had this little shitty Sansa, like it was before iPad or iPods and all that shit. I had a little MP3 player. And I was like, just everybody just don't fuck with me give me like 20 minutes. And I just sat there and like drank a beer with my eyes closed, like listening to whatever, just fucking trying to zone. Cause I knew like I was going to have to get up in like 4 hours and do it all over. But I just had this one fucking moment where I was like, let me see how fucked up I can get in like 30 minutes before I go to bed, just to kind of like feel that vibe and like kind of just, I didn't want to even talk to anybody. I just wanted to sort of like exist in whatever fucking singer songwriter type of shit. Like I didn't want to listen to nothing that wasn't like mellow as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, man, but whatever, fucking, that's worst case scenario, right?
Right.
Or not even, that's not even worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, I guess you completely you say guy 6 or 1 6 or we don't say that. I mean, I know you're fussing as long as it's all causing all that pain and suffering for not only the families directly, but for the community, for everybody who works there, everybody here in Texas. That happened in Thailand.
Yeah.
I'm bummed out. I don't know one fucking person that worked in that building. I don't even know the guy who did it. I don't know anybody involved, but I know that causes me pain, not only because it's like I have to think about somebody dying, but it's because I have to think about as humans, we produced a piece of shit that is actually even capable of that. Fuck this place. No, I can't think like that. All I can do is control my fucking actions. Right. So not to get preachy, but like every single person, if you think you don't affect the world, you can either decide to affect your surroundings negatively or you can affect them positively. So fuck this piece of shit. Basically.
Yeah. I mean,
final stamp. I agree. On that.
Yeah, I agree. It's a sadness. It's a sickness. And unfortunately, it just keeps happening. So, and while we don't try to bum everybody out, we do want to let everyone know when these things happen, because to be honest with you, it is reality.
Yeah, it is.
We need to know that, guys, guess what?
These.
Yeah. And then also the stupid shit you say sometimes can touch off people.
Yeah.
Putting these, when you put these seeds out there in social media or things that you say or do, sometimes you gotta remember there's people quite a bit weaker than you.
Right.
And they're going to do stupid things. And unfortunately, this guy, he's just never gonna. He just crossed the Rhine, and he never came back.
Yeah. No,
and unfortunately, he took 37 people with him. So, may he rest in hell, and may he never dine at the great hall in Valhalla, and may he never find any type of peace, no matter where he goes. May his life be nothing but the hell that he has built. So fuck him. Moving on to a more, but also mutual destructive type topic. I do want to touch on one more thing that's going on. And I think it's been a little dramatized, but at the same time, it has not been spoken about as much. And that's in regards to what's happening right now with nuclear threats. I think right now we're in a very precarious situation. If everyone noticed, there's been missiles lobbed by North Korea over, South Korea and Japan, and you have Putin basically re-ratifying his rules of engagement in regards to using tactical nuclear weapons.
Mm-hmm.
In particular, in particular over the annexed territories.
Yes.
And currently we have a Ukrainian force that has just taken over one of those annexed territories. So they are actually in doctrine
from what Russia has spoken within rules of engagement for nuclear attack. So well, yeah, this is scary, right? It's fucking terrifying. This is reality, folks. We and will they use the bombas? Probably not. And if no one knows what the bomba is, look it up. It is a very large nuclear weapon that has a lot of issues. But they will probably be using small tactical nuclear weapons. Is this a reality? Probably so. Is North Korea doing something along the lines of that? Probably not. They just like doing stupid shit. So I try not to plead very much care for them. But will we see a small tactical nuclear weapon used in the eastern regions of Ukraine or Donetsk? The scary part is I pause because I don't know. And so will that happen? There's a possibility, right? Yeah, and I think that we got to ask ourselves the question: if they do it, are we going to do anything about it?
Exactly. And what's scary is
no.
The fact that no, we're not. No, for sure.
Nope, we're not doing shit.
What's terrifying about it is, like you said, it's a chess move, kind of, right? With the wording of the their new nuclear engagement policies.
Yep.
And so by giving themselves basically in their own whatever, legal permission, I guess, so to speak, without the kind of simple way to engage that way. And like you said, it's we're probably not going to see, like a Hiroshima type shit. But there's a long, no. But what I mean is there's a spectrum. And so if it is small scale, that's fucking scary because it's still like you already opened the door.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, that's like, once that it's a Pandora's box, dude.
Well,
I think, I don't know if you can go back. I mean, I don't know. It's
no,
just,
I think you're right.
Scary.
Well, we opened the Pandora's box, right? Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
No, for sure.
But
we did.
And just to let everyone know, though, like the Russian bomba and very large nuclear weapons, I believe, are 50 to 100 times that of Hiroshima. So small tactical nuclear weapons are similarly close to Hiroshima, except that their power level is high, but I don't think the radius or something. Someone explained it to me once, but there is a possibility, guys, we're going to see some nuclear weapon usage by Russia. But beyond that, is there a chance of nuclear threat? Because I think that's what's been going around right now. I think especially in right-wing media, left-wing media, of course, is completely just ignoring this topic, right? They don't want to talk about it. They want to talk about COVID or something. They don't want to touch on this because it's the scariest fucking thing in reality, right? But the right-wing media, of course, is running with it. Putin's going to a nuclear war, blah, blah, blah. Where are we really on this topic? I'll be honest with you, it makes me pause. Will Russia use a small tactical nuclear weapon? I think the inevitability of them using it is pretty close. Did they use one in Afghanistan? No. And that was a humiliating failure for them. Mm-hmm. So that history is on our side. But the problem is that back then they had, as much as people want to say about communists, they had the sharpest rulers. These guys were ruthless cocksuckers, but they knew how to survive in a system that was different. Whereas you have Putin now, who is just a sociopath.
Yeah, he's different. It's a different thing
because
of Putin. He's a egomaniacal oligarch.
Yeah, it's fucking scary. It's fucking scary.
He has
a fucking $1 billion mansion.
Yeah, no, he's
on the Black Sea.
Yeah, no, he runs. Well, that's the thing, is like, as you know, how many the oligarchs in Russia, right? Like how it's like it's a joke, like it's a
John
meme,
Wick. It's like
but yeah, what I mean is like it's a meme how rich they are, to the extent that like there's jokey commercials. Remember when the He's like, look, I have miniature giraffe. It's
exactly.
very fun, my pet. And it's like, because obviously he's got enough money in the world to like have a miniature
clone a
giraffe in his
fucking
house.
miniature
or what. Yeah. So like, it's a joke, like how rich they are. Well, he controls all of that. Like, in other words, like he can shut the lights off for any one of those dudes.
And he has.
If they like a lot of
motherfuckers falling out of buildings,
so
having medical procedures going wrong.
Can you imagine how, like, in other words, there's a documented how rich he is, but there's the real how rich he is.
Oh, he is fucking
the real how rich he is. Like, in other words, like he could shut the lights off on any one of the people who are as rich as you.
Bro,
who
he's
has
Scrooge McDuck for real.
Oh, he owns all. Yeah,
he
personally,
owns all of it. He probably owns Michael Jackson's like fucking originals. That dude has more money than he knows.
Dude, he probably owns Michael Jackson's soul.
Like, dude, he probably does
as an NFT.
It's in a box, bro. It's like fucking what's it called? Pulp Fiction style. It's in a fucking briefcase, dude. Right now, American Special Forces are trying to sneak it out to try to get Michael Jackson's soul back so they can prosecute him for all of his fucking pedophilia. I think in the end, we really have to ask ourselves, though, right? I think that's, to me, the most interesting crux of this situation is, what do we do? Let's say a small tactical nuclear weapon. Now, this wouldn't be the same yield as Hiroshima and Nagasaki because they were very populated areas. But let's say, for instance, a battalion of Ukrainian troops are closing in on the Eastern Front. And tactically, if this battalion was evaporated, it would give you a significant positional advantage. That's where the small tactical nuclear weapons can come in. So let's say they fire one, they take out a Ukrainian battalion, 10,000 men, they're all dead. Are we really ready to go all in for those guys?
That's what I'm saying. And
no,
we're not. And
I know I'm not. Fuck that.
Here's why it's even scarier. Because we know that, it's like dipping the toe in the water. Like, we know we're not going to go all in over some shit like that. Because we're not, it opens the door ever so slightly for, like, so here's the thing. Imagine how many small scale black market fucking nuclear warheads are just in existence. You remember seeing all those shows and it's talking about like how this shit is all over the place. So if that becomes a thing where it's like you can kind of get away with that, does that make sense? What I'm saying is
no, it totally does.
That almost opens up the entire shit.
Well, and the other part is what happens if they just say, "Oh, we've been framed." Like, this is serious shit. Like
we didn't
I'm
actually
being quite
do that.
honest with you. I'm being quite honest. It's like this,
or just like the pipeline, the Nord Stream pipelines. It's like, oh, we.
The
you what else? It's now about
what?
My own the well, jobs got replaced by automation very quickly. Yeah,
I think Chat GPT and things like that, they're going to replace. I mean, if you really think about it, they're going to replace lawyers. I mean, they could replace psychologists. I think currently there's several psychology programs. I listened to NPR talking about this that utilize machine learning, but not in the sense that where they're necessarily coming up with new concepts, but rather they're drawing from a detailed knowledge pool that's been approved by psychologists. So if you're like, let's say you text this chatbot like, "Hey, I'm sad," and it'll kind of go through the motions of like, "Oh, well, why are you sad?" And then when you say, "Oh, I lost my dog," it'll pull up 1,000 references from all these badass psychologists that have written papers about the feelings you feel bad when you lose a dog. Oh, well, how did you lose a dog? It was hit by a car. It'll correlate the algorithm to the point to where it's giving you information based on the most current knowledge and data.
It's happening. This is already happening. This is a real program that got started during COVID for people that, you know, for it was a lower cost sense of trying to get some type of therapy. And so and guess what? The chat bot never goes to sleep.
Too.
Yeah, chat box. It never goes to sleep. It's available 24/7. It doesn't care what color you are, what you've done, who you are. There's literally zero judgment. All it's doing is searching for the best answer to facilitate the conversation.
Yeah.
And it's fucking amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to live on universal basic income, because your job is fucking phased. Unless you're a fucking pipe welder or you're fucking plumber, you're fucked. Because guess what? ChatGPT may be able to talk a lot of shit, but it's not pulling shit out of pipes. So
no, it's true. Like
I'm telling you.
It's like water. Like if you pour water, you know what I mean, down like a wall, if it's got cracks or what, like water's going to get in there. Like it's the same shit. Like it's going to sniff out all those, you know, those little nooks and crannies where
it sure is.
The human mind just can't go. I mean, it's limitation.
Well, yeah, it can't. But well, you know, another thing that just apparently can't keep going the same direction is the core. The iron core of our earth, ladies and gentlemen, as you sleep and as we have been just doing our normal thing for the last couple of weeks, the core, Earth's inner core. So for those people that don't understand, then that and not to dismiss all the morons that are flat earthers, but our Earth is a ball. And it has an outer cover known as the crust. And then there's the mantle. And then eventually you get to the center, which is a core, which is actually a solid, like molten iron thing with incredible amounts of pressure. Well, this spinning ball helps generate and maintain the magnetic field that, of course, protects the Earth from solar winds, etc. Well, guess what? Ours has slowed and has paused and may start spinning the other direction. Apparently, scientists believe that this happens roughly every 70 years and that it'll basically go the other way. Yeah. So apparently this happened somehow in the early 70s, but they say it happens every, 70 years, and that's not 70 years, but okay, I'm cool with it. They try to say, oh, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. Well, you know what? I think it is a big fucking deal, because it's a fucking big ball of iron in the middle of our planet that if it doesn't spin, we won't, I think it's a pretty big fucking problem. And I love how everyone just kind of played this off. So you know what the worst that hits me is, it may not be a big problem, but just to add to the universal angst that we drown every second that we exist on this planet is the fact that there are things so fucking much bigger and greater than us that can not only blink out our existence, but completely destroy and eradicate any trace of what we are is happening all the time.
Can you imagine if the Earth stopped rotating for one day?
Right.
How like whatever side that just happened to be unfortunately rotated towards the sun at that point would just get fucking roasted,
like just baked, but you know what I'm saying, like. But not only that, just imagine, folks. Just imagine like right now.
Earth's a rotisserie, dude. We're a rotisserie chicken, and all it takes is that fucking rotary to stop for 1 second. That rotisserie wheel to just stop cranking, and it's just like one side's going to be charred.
Or we get some type of like, not even to that point. Let's say our rotational shift becomes slightly more dramatic, all of a sudden what was frozen is now fucking hot, and what was hot is now frozen. People don't realize, like, we're a little tiny blue marble floating through the universe with untold of perils. I mean, all it takes is a small supernova to occur anywhere around us, and our whole fucking existence is eradicated. There's nothing left. Like, we will be literal dust in seconds.
Bro, let's get all mathematical about it. So
I got
you know
something mathematical for you.
You know when the sun kind of comes through your blinds or whatever, and you're dusting them, and it kind of like it blows up, and you're like, whoa, there's like a billion fucking particles of dust right now. You swat one of them, dude. One of those, like in the scope of everything that exists.
Exactly.
You know,
you're exactly right. Like in the scope of the universe, we're smaller than those dust particles that you see. Like those dust particles you see when you clean your blinds and you see them in the sunlight. Guess what those are? Yeah. Those are fucking galaxies in the scope of the universe.
Dude, we're on borrowed time. Anything could happen at any time. And that's
I heard something that was fucking slightly depressing, but at the same time, oh my God. So, eventually the universe expands too far and things begin something known as the great cooling, right? Where basically everything's stretched.
Yeah.
And eventually there's no more energy, all the stars have burned out, et cetera, et cetera. And they said the time of which life can exist in our universe is a short window compared to how long our universe will be completely dead.
Mm-hmm. True.
I mean, you're like, fuck, like what? So I know while we have all these problems going on Earth and everything's all fucked up. Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, at any point in time, a rock right now could be misdirected by something and could be heading right for us right now. Yeah, we could have a solar explosion that just wipes us out, or our core just stops fucking spinning. All these things can happen at any point in time, and there's literally nothing you can do about it.
And to quote the RZA, a day to God is 1,000 years.
Yep.
So there
exactly. For real. But moving on from that, someone that won't be quoting RZA anytime soon, but is very similar to Trump and our honorable President Biden is Pence. So, ladies and gentlemen, apparently everybody is just keeping fucking secret documents, right? So Pence, former Vice President Pence, has been found with sensitive documents that were considered classified. I just think everyone has these things, right? I mean, it's just like they hand them out like party favors. It's like, you want a classified document? You got one. Yeah. These guys literally are holding on to classified documents left or right. I mean, we may see a real security issue going on in our country right now, right? I mean, this could really be a real issue. Like, without us knowing, we could honestly have.
Yeah, this honestly, man, like, I don't know why more people
real problem.
More people aren't freaking out about this because this is kind of bullshit.
Yeah,
like if we don't have an accountability system that puts in check public officials who have access to very sensitive and secure information, if we're not, and obviously we're not, because these motherfuckers having them at their beach house in a garage. And like how Joe Biden pointed out like numerous times that it was where he keeps his Corvette.
Yep.
Bro, suck my balls. Like that piece of information is irrelevant to the fact that you have fucking classified documents willy-nilly. Like I have,
for real willy-nilly.
Some insurance, some like life insurance bullshit that came in the mail, right? Bro. In my junk mail.
Oh my
God. That's the level of security that you're protecting this documentation with.
Yeah, and think about it, guys, ladies and gentlemen. If you have kids, I mean, how many kids grab papers, color on them, and just like take them with them to school? I mean, let's say like fucking Pence has his little granddaughters, and they're like our grandsons, and they're running around like again. I read this now,